Capacity crowd of 300 students jammed Science Theatre last Tuesday, March 12th, to hear longtime Liberal Party member Jean Chretien speak on a series of university-related topics. The event was originally billed as a forum between the major Canadian political parties on the subject of post-secondary education in Canada. Last-minute difficulties prevented the Progressive Conservatives and the New Democratic Party from attending. Chretien used this opportunity to address students about their future. Following his speech, Mr. Chretien elaborated on the future of post-secondary education in...
I think that it has to go on. I think that these cuts will have to stop. I think I don't know, the pressure might not be big enough on provincial government, so they feel that they can cut there. I think it's short-sighted.
Chretien regretted the agreement made earlier with the provinces.
I think you should go back to the formula 50-50. That will be a big incentive for the provinces to spend more money. Now you gave them a block funding and they do whatever they want with it. So they cut on their share, as explained to the student earlier.
Representing the provincial Liberals at the forum was leader Nick Taylor. One of his suggestions was that the Alberta Heritage Trust Fund be more available to students. In tough times, Taylor said, cuts are foolish.
One of the areas I argue that the Heritage Trust Fund could be used is in the whole field of financing students, because if, after all, we take a great chunk of the Heritage Trust Fund now and give it to Alberta Housing to provide a home or a house to secure a family in the future, how much better investment than even a home is education? So why don't we put out sort of education mortgages that could be paid back as a surcharge on income tax over the next 20 to 30 years after you graduate? It would be self-liquidating, it would be rotating, and it would allow the students to go through and get the education they want when they're younger.
Chretien came forth as a hardliner in regards to the recent federal-provincial agreement on education funding. He said, we should either re-establish the old formula of 50-50 or get out completely so we won't be blamed for the policies of the provinces. Chretien urged students not to become complacent.
Oh, to raise that with their provincial politicians.
That's what you encourage students to do?
But if you feel strongly about it, what do? You sign petitions, you invite ministers, you ask them questions, you put pressure, you talk to your parents, you say that we will vote against the government if they don't change it, and so on. That's democracy. If you stay in your corner and do nothing, nothing would happen.
The so-called gap between the federal and provincial Liberals was not apparent during this forum. Taylor and Chretien both related to the audience well, using one-liners, including the famed Mulrooney Walk. Despite proposed changes, the funding situation still appears grim for students. Chretien urged them to stand firm in their educational debate. He said, "It's not what you want, it's what you get." This is Frank Wishlow for Universatility.
And now on with the show.